Hello, everybody. Welcome to my women's basketball rantings. This is where I just talk about women's basketball and what is going on in that space. It's a lot of spaces. So a lot of things that go on in women's basketball. People always think women's basketball is just one-dimensional, aka WNBA and maybe college basketball, but it's so broad. And today we're going to talk about another aspect of it. And as you can see, let's talk Euroleague women. So Euroleague Women, I started watching it, of course, the way I start watching almost everything. Seattle Storm. So of course, people they do go overseas. So after they won the championship in 2020, I realized that Brianna Stewart was going to play in Russia for Ekaterinburg. And I was like, I missed already. I was already having withdrawal symptoms from WNBA basketball. So I was like, you know what, let's see what it's all about. And I was really, really, really impressed. Like they always have this bad rap about European basketball or Euroleague women. And it's really not that bad. It's actually really, really good. I think the WNBA good. There are points in favor of that and there are points against it. So I'll talk about that a little bit later. But it's not terrible basketball the way people see it. But people always like, if you don't watch something, they always kind of just crap on something that they don't watch. And I really don't feel that that's the case for Euroleague women. So I have actually been a fan of it. Let's talk Euroleague women. So first, what is Euroleague women? Like, what do they do? Who are they? Is it a league like that? So the way Euroleague women is like, it's a league. But it's a league of like all the basketball teams in Europe, like professional basketball teams. So it's like, let's use football as an example. So there are a lot of football clubs in Europe, like maybe Barcelona, Lyon, Paris Saint-Germain, things like that. So those are like professionally owned clubs owned by like private individuals. So they all come together, of course, they have their own Euroleague Serie A that they do. I don't even know. I really don't follow football, especially men's football. But they all come together and have a league. Same thing with NWSL, same thing with MSL, same thing with Premier League. So it's kind of like that, but for basketball. So all the top teams in Europe come together and and they have a team. And they have a league of some sort, and then they put games together and people get to watch. So the beauty of Euroleague is that they are European basketball, which is overseas basketball, as they always call it. They have a lot of teams, like a lot of teams, like over like 34 teams. Europe is big. They have they have Russia, they have Ukraine, Hungary, they have Spain, France, so many like countries in Europe, fantastic countries in Europe. And most of these countries do have a professional basketball league. So all of them come and they play. Of course, it's a league. So they all play together in a league. So for that league is actually called Euro Cup. So Euro Cup consists of so many teams. It's kind of like let's just say it's FA Cup. Yes, if you were trying to understand in basketball terms. So it's FA Cup. So Euroleague Cup is like FA Cup. So everybody plays there. But Euroleague is like the top tier of the clubs in Euro Cup. They now play in Euroleague. So there are only 16. So when they say 16, that means it's the elite of the elite of the elite. So that they come together and play Euroleague. So that makes it very, very competitive. And I like the fact that there's a relegation system kind of. So the top two people that in Euroleague, the top two teams that like in the rankings, they get relegated to Euro Cup, while the top two teams so there's now a qualifier in Euro Cup. So those guys and people now come into Euroleague. So like a club like Valencia, they won Euro Cup last year and then they came in this year. You can see, and they also, I think that's automatic, there's an automatic bid, then you also have to qualify. So you can see that they do qualifiers to be a member. So I think these guys won, and these guys I'm familiar with, then of course Valencia was like an automatic bid because they won the championship in Euro Cup. So that's basically the gist of Euro Cup. But let's talk Euro Cup, Euroleague for a bit. Euroleague is actually good. like it's not WNBA, even though a lot of the one of the even though a lot of WNBA players play there. So one of the according to them is that they pay really really well. That's the Euroleague. And because of that, a lot of players, of course, during the overseas season, during the off season, they go there to play so that they can get more money. And I heard they pay them a lot more than they pay them WNBA. So meaning that these clubs have money, but you wouldn't know they had money with the way they put their games together. I don't know why they do that. I know these teams are rich, like they are owned by Russian, European businessmen that have a lot of money to throw around. It's like, I mean, it's just about owning a club at this point, a status symbol, so they do have money and they are quite competitive. Like, so they try to get the best players. And try to treat the players well, because of course the players are overseas, so they house them, they even give them stewards and things like that, so they make sure the players are comfortable. So these guys have money. It's not like they don't have money, but I don't know, it seems like they just don't put in an effort into the league, because number one, the games are practically unwatchable, which is why a lot of people are not bought in to Euroleague, because the games are practically unwatchable. And why are they unwatchable? Not the play. The play is always good. It's the fact that the camera angles are bad. The camera angles are really, really bad. There's no play-by-play commentary. And I find it really, 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 really difficult, extremely difficult to watch a game without play-by-play commentary. Maybe I've been sports with WNBA, but I just can't do it. I can't do it. So last season, I practically couldn't watch any of the games until the Final Four. So for the Final Four, they had no choice. So I don't know why. So the Final Four, they got like two guys to come and do play-by-play. And it was really, really good. It really made the games really nice. The Final Fours were very competitive. It was between Avenida and Ekaterinburg and Sopron and Fenerbahçe, which is a very, very good team in Euroleague. So the games are practically unwatchable. So there are some, let's say that they're good. Euroleague has its good parts and Euroleague has its bad parts. So the bad part is the fact that the games are practically unwatchable. The camera angles are terrible. They don't even know commercials between the games. They probably use the lowest quality cameras to shoot those games. The angles are bad. Of course, there's no commentary and things like that. So when it's a timeout, you just have to wait until the players come back. Then during halftime, you have to wait until players come back. So those are like a kind of like graphs I have with the game, and they don't really publicize. Although I do follow them on Instagram, but they are not really like out there the way they should be. All right, like mainstream and things like that. So it's kind of like a niche sport. So I always wonder, you guys get paid so well. Why do you do that? But I guess that's just the way it is. So, but apart from that, forget the bad parts. They actually have some really, really good parts that make me very interested in the game. Okay, so they do this. They have one of the best apps I've seen in a long time. So I download their app. They have a very, very good app. It's one of the best apps I've seen. It's like once you have the app, you have everything, all the games, the plays, boss scores, so many really, really good things on that app. They even give you tell you notification when the game wants to start. They tell you notification during halftime. They send you a notification at the end of the game. Depends if you choose to. So I usually just do notification at the beginning of the game and notification at the end of each game. It's so good. No, not each game. You have your favorite team, so they send you notification of favorites. It's such a good app. Like such, WNBA should really take notes. That WNBA app is terrible. It just doesn't. It's not user friendly. Euroleague Women's app is really good. Like, I mean, they have the boss scores immediately after every game. They have the season, everything you need to know in the app. All you have to just click on the player and you get all their stats. It's just a really good app. So if you are watching, just check them out. Check out their app. Even if you don't watch the games, the app already gives you everything you need to know about the games. That's just how good it is. So another thing about them that I like is the fact that all their games are online. Like they don't there's more ESPN is there and this one is on Fox, this one is on one Draw TV, this one, like, no, they don't have that time. Everything is online on FIBA. FIBA Facebook page. So it's easy to watch, although it's unwatchable, but it is easy to watch. But another thing I noticed that they tried to do was this season, there's a game of the week, and that game, the game of the week, they usually have play-by-play commentary for that game. So now I only watch the game of the week because I can't watch a game that doesn't have play-by-play. How hard is it to put play-by-play in their games? Maybe because they have a lot of games. I don't know why. Just fucking put play-by-play. Anyway, I just have it. Anytime I just see that, I was like, you guys are missing the money. Like, people want to watch this thing, but you're making it unwatchable. Anyway, that's fine. Let's talk players. So they have, like I said, Euroleague has some good players. They have some really good players. And forget WNBA players. Of course, WNBA players are good. Like, they have Jonko Jones. Just name it. Everybody you like in WNBA, apart from like Subeda and Atorosik and Sparka, like forget those guys. Those are big boys. They pay their dues. They spent 10 years in Europe at some point, so they've kind of paid their dues. But like the up and coming, really really good players that you really don't even see play in WNBA like that, they just go to Europe and they just shine. Like they shine. Like that's what I like about that EuroLeague. If you are following a player. Although, like I said, because the games are so terrible to watch, I rarely watch their games, but I do follow like, oh, this person went off for 10 points. Sorry, not 10 points, 20 points, 35 points. Like yesterday, Joshua Jones went for 27, Kalia Cooper, 34. I mean, they just go off in those EuroLeagues. Like, I think maybe the level of competition, I don't know what goes on, but even like the young player that Dana Evans is balling in EuroLeague. Kennedy Valentine, Kennedy Brock, sorry, her name is Kennedy. I call her Kennedy Valentine. Why do I call? Okay, because she was born on Valentine's Day, yeah. So that's it. So Kennedy Valentine is balling for Spa. I think that's the team she's in. Unigrona, she's balling for them. Gabby Williams is balling for Sopron Basket. They're just balling. They're just playing really good games, and I like that. And that's WNBA players. Then another thing I've noticed, the European players too. I don't know how they did. I don't know, maybe because WNBA doesn't pay well, so they don't go there after during their off season, because what's the point? It's not like they're going to earn a lot of money anyway. But those European players, like the good ones, are really really good. Especially the 3 points. They have a lot of fantastic 3-point shooters. People like Garuda from France, Polo. From Avenida, they have some really good ones. Alba Torrens, she's in Ekaterinburg, Maria Vadeva, Conde, Maria Conde. So many good European players that you don't even hear about. They're just there in EuroLeague and nobody's spotlighting them. If you want to watch some really good ballers ball, just watch an EuroLeague game. They won't do play-by-play, but hey, you watch some good basketball. But another thing is it's really competitive, and they put them in teams, like so it's like groups. So there are 16 in the team, but they play in like buckets. So the top 4 teams from each bucket will now go to the semifinals. Then that semifinals will now play together, and then the top 2 and 4 teams from that will now go to the would now go to the Final Four, then of course Final Four, then go to the championship. So far, my teams, the teams I really really like I always say, I don't really watch all the teams, but I watch teams that play. I have, like I always do, I have a team I like or teams I like, and then I watch the games through the eyes of those teams. So my teams for EuroLeague is Ekaterinburg, obviously, because like I said, I started watching EuroLeague because of Brianna Stewart, and she played for Ekaterinburg. And I watched the Final Four last year. It was fantastic. It was between Sopron, I already mentioned that, Sopron, Avenida, UMMC, and Fener. So my teams are UMMC because it's a loaded team. Another thing I noticed about EuroLeague is that I don't think they have a salary cap. Like, oh, our players must be under 2 million. They will pay you whatever they need to pay you to come to their team. Like the richest club wins. Because I don't see how UMMC is paying the players that they have. Let's look at their roster for a bit. Let me look at their roster. So they have, they don't show it on Google. See, another reason why I don't, they just don't show anything. Okay, so another so for UMMC, they have like, it's probably one of the most loaded rosters, and you can see that the reason why it's loaded is because it's one of the most loaded rosters, and from what I can see, they have not lost a game. So I mean, and I don't expect them to lose any game. Look at it, UMMC, they have Jonko Jones. Just think about it. They have Jonko Jones. They played yesterday, in fact, with Avenida. That was a finals rematch, and Avenida gave it everything they had. Like, they scored 110 points. UMMC scored 110 points. Avenida scored 102. So you knew that those guys, it was a battle to the death. To the death. 3 points were just flying up and down, and they will give it their best shot. UMMC will give it their best shot. But as always, the person that can close the fourth quarter wins the game. And UMMC had the better fourth quarter. And that's how they pulled away. If not, they were neck and neck and neck till the final 2 minutes of the game. It was crazy. So UMMC, just look at UMMC for a bit. They have, so that's one of my favorite things. UMMC, they have Jonko Jones, they have Brenna Stewart. She's injured right now, so she's not playing, but that doesn't stop them. But let's have Brenna Stewart into the mix. They have Courtney van der Sloot, another reason why I like UMMC, because I love Courtney van der Sloot, even though she's very shaky sometimes, but she's a very good point guard, and she's a champion. She's a champion. So we have Jonko Jones, Courtney van der Sloot, Brenna Stewart, Brittany Griner, Ali Quigley, like a 3-point specialist. Ali Quigley. They have Emma Messiman. Come on. As in, Emma Messiman, another fantastic player. They have Maria Vediva. She's European, but she is something else. I saw her yesterday play. I think that was the first time I really, really saw her play. She's really good. She's a very good center. She finishes really, really well at the rim. Then they have Alba Torrens, another fantastic international player. Then they have Alexandra Bentley. I just saw her yesterday too. She hit a clutch 3-pointer one time like that, and I was like, oh my God, who is this lady? She is another amazing specialist. She had 18 points yesterday's game. She is excellent. Then, I mean, they just have some really, really good players. And they have, and Brenna Stewart and Brittany Griner didn't even play yesterday, and they still scored 110 points against one of the best teams in Europe. Imagine if Brenna Stewart and Brenna Stewart, Courtney van der Sloot, and Brittany Griner played. God, those guys are crazy. There's no way they won't win this championship. Last year they were undefeated. Looks like they are going to do a repeat, 3-peat of another undefeated season this year. Ekaterinburg, it's a great team, one of the best. Follow them if you can. Then my favorite, another team that I really like, because I like them because from the final for last year, they played against Avenida, against Ekaterinburg. That's Avenida. Avenida is great. They have a lot of young, fun players. They're not as loaded as Ekaterinburg, because yesterday you could see that when Ekaterinburg, let's say Jonko Jones was like, she needed a rest on the bench, Maria Vedeva will come in and pick it up exactly where she left off. Ali Quigley wants to sit down, and Messiman comes in. Like, they just add weapons flying left, right, and center. Then Alex Bentley came in. She's another fantastic guard. Like, they just had so many weapons left, right, and center. It was crazy. So so Avenida couldn't, well, they definitely but Avenida is like young, up and coming. They are they have a lot of young, fun players, like this lady, Katie Lou. Funny enough, Katie Lou is really good in Euroleague. Like, yesterday, she was 3 points. I said, it's 3 points in Seattle. You could not come out. You could not do 3 points. It's a Euroleague that you'll be shooting threes. Although she did do some funny. She made some funny decisions down the stretch. She made like 2 or 3 shots that I didn't understand. But either way, she had a good game. She had 18 points. So they have Katie Lou. They have Katie Lou's sister, Carly. She's kind of like a backup. So she I don't know how many points she had. I think she had like 12 points. Oh, she had just 5 points. Yeah, she's just like, she's a backup player. Then we have Kalia Cooper, who, of course, KFC, Kalia fucking Cooper. So one thing I like is that I liked about Avenida is that Tiffany Hayes was there last year. She was kind of like, to me, the final for MVP. And so when she left, so they were kind of needed someone that could penetrate really, really well, because Tiffany Williams is she's a specialist at that. She can just drive to the ring no matter where you are. She can cut through lanes, she can cut passing lines. Who are you? Then jump out from she's baseline. She's just good at that. So I think so when she left, I think she left for another team in the Euroleague. I've forgotten the name of the team she went to. I think they're in Euroleague. Honestly, I can't remember the team. Okay, maybe it's Euro Cup, because I haven't been seeing her lately. Okay, it's Euro Cup. I think it's Euro Cup. So yeah, so she went there, and she had Kalia Cooper obviously replaced her. So that was just crazy. So it was like nothing has happened. So they have someone that goes to the rim very well. So Kalia Cooper had 34 points yesterday. Crazy. She did everything to try to make her team win. She was 3 of 4 from deep. She scored 62 points. She was 75% from 3 points and 62% from 2. Can you imagine? Like, that's crazy efficiency. She was 3 on 4 and 10 of 16 from the field. I mean, come on, look at those scores. So she's one of those really, like, she's really shining there. And these are second games, so it's crazy. So they have Bella Ala. So they have a lot of young, fun players that they tried to hang, and I think they could, because for them to get to the finals last year, I think they will definitely get to the finals this year again, and then they'll be meeting with Ekaterinburg again, which will be a bit boring though. So I really don't want that. I want somebody else in the finals at least, but maybe they will definitely make the final four. I don't see them not making it. So they're just a young, fun team to watch, and I like Katie Lou. I like I don't really know Kalia Cooper, but I've been from she's final for MVP, so she's MVP, finals MVP, so kind of started liking her from there. Then from there she will now go to Euroleague. So I'll just let's continue liking her and see what she can do. So, but they're really making waves. So another thing I really like is I like Sopron, because they're like vets, but they're also good. I don't really know much about them, but I know Gabby Williams is there, so I watch them. And they have like they've played 7 games and they've won 5, so they've lost only 2. And most of the games they lose are to really, really good teams. So the unique runner, they've got Kennedy Valentine. There's some, I'm not getting into Valentine. There's some people there. Michaela is Rookie of the Year is there. Some good people there. Then another team I like is Fener, and I'm surprised Fener is not doing so well, because they're supposed to be one of the best. They made the finals last year also. No, they made the final 4 last year. They Ikat won. They are Sam Satu is there. That's like WNBA annex. Honestly, everybody from WNBA is in that team. They have Satu Sabali there, Kayla McBride, Jasmine Jones. They have Amanda Zawibi. They have Amanda Zawibi. Then they have Jasmine Jones, Amanda Zawibi, and they have. I know they have more players in WNBA than I've mentioned 4. Kia Stokes is there in Fener. Yeah, so I don't know how they get all those players. It's crazy. So Kia Stokes is there. Hold on, let's Fener. Kia Stokes is there, and yeah, I think that's about Elizabeth Williams is there. That's like WNBA next. I'm surprised they're not doing as better than they could have been. But then those are half of them are not that great WNBA players that are up and coming. So yeah. Then they have this really, really crazy superstar in Alina Igapova. I don't know why the lady is not in WNBA, but she would kill teams if she was. So that's basically it about the EuroLeague. I like them. So if you're watching, I just thought, like I said, I always have thoughts, and I always think about why don't they just market themselves better? They obviously have the money. If they can play players that well, market yourself better and let people know who you are. You're a good team. You guys are good. The play is good. Just to make money. It's really not that hard. Then I like Dynamo. Dynamo Kursk is okay too. I don't know what's wrong with them, but they were supposed to be good because they have Arike and they have Nashasha Award and they have Epiphany Prince. So I was like, why are they not good? But apparently they're not. By the scores, you shall know them. So yeah. And then the other team, I don't really know much about them. So those are the teams that I basically follow, and most of them because they have the most WNBA players. And then from there, of course, I'll know that they have some really good European players also. And we move from there. So that's it for Euroleague. Final four predictions. So for Group A, like I always predict, Praha is really good too because it has this lady, this most improved player, Brown Jones, and he has Jasmine. What's the name? This lady's name. The lady that is dating Brian. The lady that is dating Joanna Bonner. Alicia Thomas. Crazy, yes. So yeah, Praha is good. Praha is really good. So so final four. I'm not judging by this. UMMC obviously. Praha is really good. Avenida. And I'm going to be Valencia, but Valencia is good too. When they play the Avenida, they really give them a run for their money. Even though they won only 2 games, yeah, they're not making the final four. So let's leave it at this Montpellier. I don't really know much about it. TTC Riga is not good. They're not good. They're not a good team. So maybe this bracket is not as strong as the other one. So for this team, the other team, B as Prawn is definitely making coming out of the league and their group. Unigrona, they'll give it everything they have. So it's going to be between Familiar Show. Pena is definitely making it, even though I'm surprised that they haven't. So this is really a battle because Dynamo is supposed to be a good team and they always make it and they have some good players and they can't justify the fact that they're not good because, I mean, you can't have an Arike on your team and be losing, in Dallas strength, so I can understand. Arike is not that great. I mean, she has brain touch. Then Anasha Awards, I don't know why they are A3. They shouldn't be, but they are. So I'll dump them. Maybe that will make them sit up. So Sopron, Unigrona, Fena, and maybe Familiar Show because of Garuda. Garuda is really good. If Familiar Show doesn't go, then maybe Galatasaray will go because they also have some really good players. So that's it for EuroLeague. Please watch the games if you can stand the lack of play-by-play. But they do have a game of the week, and that game has play-by-play, and those games are always good because it's game of the week. And download their app. They have a really good app. So that's it for EuroLeague. Like I said, I'll do different types of basketball. Like if I watch it, I always have thoughts. I'm going to start. I'm going back to college basketball very soon. That one has been crazy. I have a whole new video for that. So stay tuned and thank you for listening at this point. I don't know why you are listening at this point, but if you are, thank you. And have a great day. Have a very great day. Thank you.